There are a lot of choices when endeavoring to make money as a drummer, right? There's a lot of fields in this. It depends what you want to do. You know, we're going to go down through some lists of avenues you can take, you know, in making money as a drummer. And you could do a whole plethora of them. You know, this is not like one size fits all. This is, you know, there's going to be a lot of choices for you, but you got to go after it. So, you know, the best advice I could give to a lot of, you know, young aspiring drummers is just to do it. Okay? Don't think about it. Don't overanalyze it. Just get to it. All right. So here it is. One of the things you can do, let's do it by numbers here. One of the things you can do is you could do weddings, right? As a gigging drummer, right? You can do weddings. Okay, you can earn a pretty good amount of money doing weddings. I mean, you know, it depends how good the wedding band is. Which, I mean, if you're playing for a wedding band, I mean, you're pretty good. So you can do weddings, right? That pays a pretty high that's a high money maker right there. Okay. You could do bar gigs, right? Do that. And depending on, you know, your area or, you know, how in demand you are, you know, you can get anywhere from 100 to 200 a night, maybe more. It depends on what music you're doing. Okay? You could do anything like, let's do number 3 here. You could do festivals. There you go. You could do festivals. Now, obviously, you could, you know, this is with a certain band, all right, which leads me to my next point, right? You can also advertise yourself as a drummer for hire, right? So let's be honest. You don't want to take free gigs. I mean, that's just, you know, that's not a way to make a living as a drummer. And you could do all these things, right? You could do all these things. So a drummer for hire can mean a lot of things. So you could be a straight up freelance drummer, and that means people will call you for all kinds of stuff, you know. I wouldn't advertise yourself as just doing one thing, like I only do rock. I mean, because that's, you know, you're not really going to get anywhere doing that, okay? So here it is. Also, you could do tours, right? Now, what I mean by tours is, let me shut my snare drum off. What I mean by tours is I don't mean getting on with a startup band. You know, I'm not talking about going on tour with your band, because most likely you're not going to make much. But if you go on tour with, like, let's say you audition for Alicia Keys, well, that's a whole different animal, right? So there it is. You want to do the tours with an already known act, okay? That's what you want to do, right? You could also do studio sessions, right? Why not? I mean, there's not a bunch out there, but it depends where you go. I mean, if you go to Tennessee, I believe it's Tennessee, or Nashville. Yes, Nashville. I mean, boom, you could get a lot of studio work out there, right? It still exists out there, right? So number 7, right? What else can we do? So let's think outside the box. We have all kinds of stuff, right? We can do wedding gigs, we can do bar gigs, we can do festivals, drummer for hire, which can mean a lot of things. We can do tours, studio sessions. Let's think outside the box. So within, you know, this whole making money as a drummer field, right? Something you can also do is you can teach, right? That's a good one, because usually teaching and playing go hand in hand in the drummer's field. Okay. Now, if you're not into that, that's okay. You don't have to do that. But the point is we're trying to figure out all kinds of, income with being a drummer, right? You also write drum books, right? Sure you could. You do drum books. Why not? Why couldn't you? Right? You could teach, you could do drum books, right? What else could you do? Well, how about people haven't thought of this yet. Mentoring. Let me tell you something about mentoring, okay? I'm telling you right now, people would love to have a mentor, okay? If you're older, people want to learn from people that have been there and done what they want to do. So mentoring is a great way. You can charge whatever you see fit, right? To mentor that person. And, you could show students or mentees how to go about doing certain things, how to do these things, how to get into this niche, right? Because here's the thing. The list is way longer than this. There's more, but I can't cover everything. But that's just a couple things you can do, right? That's just a couple things you can do. I mean, also you can like run your own studio. You can do that, right? You can run. That's all I spelled that wrong. Run a studio, right? So that people can come in and record, right? You can, if you own a studio, right? If you own a studio, people can come in and record. Their bands can come and record. You can charge for that. That's a big one. So, you don't even have to start that from scratch. You can buy out an existing studio business that isn't really doing much because of its current owner. So you can buy that out, and then you can rekindle that studio as you see fit. So there it is. There's some things right there making money as a drummer. I mean, why not? Why couldn't you, right? You could also sell, play along, right here, tracks. There wasn't enough room, but how about getting some musician buddies together and going into the studio, or if you have one, recording in your studio some music tracks and selling it on your website? Why not? Why couldn't you do that? I know a lot of people that do that. I myself do that. As a matter of fact, shameless plug-in. There's play-along tracks available for purchase on my website, and it's in the description. So sell play-along tracks. Why couldn't you? Why couldn't you do that? That's a great idea, because not everyone has a band and or musicians to play with or to get better with, So don't forget that. How about number 12? Okay. Now here's a good one. You can record music, right? You could record, let's say, a solo record, or with your, with a band, and you could sell your music online. People do it all the time. So that's just a few things. That's only a few things of, how to make money as a drummer. I mean, there's others, but that one right there, this whole list, that whole list right there, that one right there, this whole list is this can be a huge key. You could have this as a checklist. If you want to do it all, you can do it all, right? There's no stopping you. And that's the thing, most of you guys out there aren't going to do half of this, because you'll make up excuses why you can't do half of this stuff. And if you've ever met any of my students, they'll quickly tell you, oh no, we don't say no to certain things, because they know better, because your attitude is everything. It's not, oh, I don't want to do that. It's the thinking is, well, why shouldn't I? Why shouldn't I? Because you want to get creative with what you're doing as a drummer, right? You want to have a bunch of different baskets and a bunch of eggs in different baskets because, let's say you only do like rock gigs, at bars or something. Let's just say that's all you do. Now, if that's all you want to do, then that's cool. Okay, that's perfectly normal. But if you're trying to make some good money as a drummer, okay, now it's a whole different animal. So you have to understand is where I'm coming from is, making a really good living at being a drummer. I mean, you could, if half of you guys got on this list, if you really got on it, I bet you guys could kill it, right? But half of you guys are not going to do it because most people don't. Okay, so there it is. Think about that, right? And see what you can do with some of these. I mean, it's a no-brainer, to be honest with you. I do most of these. As a matter of fact, I don't think there's one that I don't do. So anyway, all right. So please, by all means, make this into a personal checklist for yourself, and figure out a way to implement most of these so you can make some serious money as a drummer. Okay? Don't make excuses. Just do it. Okay? Talk to you next time.